With rising energy costs, spray foam insulation is more important than ever. Spray foam businesses are one of those boring businesses that are absolutely crushing it, especially with the high margins. That's why we reached out to Horacio, CEO of one of the most successful spray foam businesses in Orlando, to learn more.
A profession is something that you can do, but the guy next to you can't do it, you know?
Sure.
So I always tell them that this is a profession and they need to work and they need to act as a profession. I do everything. I do everything on house. I don't sub anything. So I can do any type of work as soon as it's insulation.
Sure.
I've been in jobs that I have to take over some of my competitors because they cannot do the job on time. You need to work as an installer.
Okay.
Or do the career, you know? Because if you go over there right now to open a business with no experience and with no knowledge, you're gonna fail.
So Horacio, can you tell us about the project that we're at today?
Okay, this project is called Vistana. It's a 300 units apartment complex. The top floor, we're doing spray foam on the roof deck, and the walls and the subfloor, we're doing fiberglass.
And how big is this project? Like, how many units are in this project?
There are 300 units, and right now it's one of the biggest projects that we're working right now.
Interesting. So, can you tell us how Synergy Foam got started initially?
Yes, I started as an installer 25 years ago, one of the biggest companies in the United States. Then I worked as a supervisor. And then on 2007, when the economy crashed, I decided to open my business. It was a little bit tough at the beginning.
Sure.
But then I started learning about the process and everything. And little by little, I started getting my customers. At the beginning, I have to do everything myself.
Sure.
Because the overhead. But after 5 or 6 years, I started making some money. So I started hiring more people that is been helping me since then.
And did you start the business just on your own, or did you have a partner or someone else that went in on it with you?
No, I started on my own. The people that started with me was 2 installers and myself.
Okay.
And I was doing the installation as well. And then I started getting other people, stuff like that, until I decided, no, I need to sell and do the managing work, and they were doing the installation.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because a lot of people talk to us about some of the mistakes that they made when they first started their company, and they often mentioned that not spending enough time selling was an impediment to growth in their business. Did you find that for Synergy, that once you changed into a sales role, is when you found more growth?
That's correct, because when I started selling, I was getting more business. So I can hire more people and I can do more production.
Sure.
But on the time that I was doing the jobs, nobody was selling. So if I finish the job, I need to start selling, do the job, and start all over again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through all of the services that Synergy Foam offers to their customers?
Yeah, we do since regular fiberglass, blown-in insulation, rigid board, 5-foil. We do removal services for existing houses, and we do a spray foam that is the most better way to insulate the house.
Okay. And for people that don't have any pre-existing knowledge about insulation, can you tell us a little bit about spray foam, what it is, why it's important for, your building that you have?
Yes. Basically, the fiberglass slows down the heat to go to the AC area, but the spray foam, because it's a liquid, to change to solid, it will seal the whole area. So that means that when the heat is gonna go to the attic, it stops there.
Okay.
So you can keep the AC or the cooler area a longer period of time.
So it saves you money on expenses for heating or cooling you're using.
That's the most savings that you get.
Would you say that you have more residential business or more commercial business?
Right now, I will say 50 and 50, because when we are not doing apartment complex, we're doing residential, custom homes.
Okay.
So I will say 50-50.
Interesting. And is there like a more common type of insulation you do? Like, do you do more spray foam or more you said the residential board or different types of that? What's the most common type of insulation?
Most common right now is fiberglass, because the volume.
Okay.
So if you do this apartment complex, this building, like I will say 40 units, you can do it in 1 week. But when you do a spray foam, it's a slower process.
Okay.
So it takes a little bit longer to get the same job done.
Interesting. Besides this unit that we're standing in here, can you tell us about some of the other projects that you're working on right now?
Yes, actually we did a year ago a big warehouse, 80,000 square feet. And we did foam on the roof, on the walls. It's one of the biggest jobs that we've done so far with the spray foam.
Okay.
And right now we're doing 7 apartment complexes like this one. We're doing custom homes, we're doing warehouses, metal buildings.
Sure.
You know, and actually, because the time of the year is summer, so we're getting more retrofoam jobs. That means that we remove the existing insulation and apply spray foam.
Okay. So you told us a little bit about starting Synergy 20 some years ago and kind of going on your own. Besides not selling, what were some of the other mistakes that you made as a new business owner?
When I hired the wrong people.
Okay.
I hired a couple salesmen that they took advantage of my trust.
Sure.
So, but you know, I learned the lesson, and also a lot of mistakes that I've been learning on the process. You know, the way that we do the jobs. The big challenge for us is how to get the job with the less time and less expenses.
Sure.
So basically, that's what we do. Like we try to get every job like a single one and make sure the best way to get it done.
Okay. And you told us a little bit about your structure of the business that you have. How do you use the structure of your business to manage expenses?
I had my personal assistant, who is her job is make sure that the company get the jobs done with the less amount of money.
Okay.
So that means that we use a lot of gas, we use mobilization, we do payroll. So her job is make sure that all these expenses don't get too high because we will lose some profit.
One of the mistakes we see businesses make is they don't follow up on invoices with clients. Jobber not only allows you to easily send invoices from your phone, but it will automatically follow up with unpaid invoices to make sure you're paid on time and your business runs smoothly.
So what would you say your role is now as CEO of the company? What does a day in your life look like?
My day, like today, I woke up at 4 a.m. because I knew that I have several appointments.
Sure.
And I start, getting ready, go to the office. I like to be the first person at the office at 6 a.m. to make sure I explain the guys every job, in that way they know what are the things that they need to be.
Sure.
And also answer the calls from the customers. There is a lot of customers who they have some questions. So my job is make sure that give them the right tools in that way they feel comfortable working with us. And it's a learning process for the customer every day. So my job is mostly make sure that everything works smoothly.
Okay. And with all the experience that you have with your 20 plus years of experience, is there anything that still challenges you on a day-to-day basis? What's the biggest challenge of managing a business now?
The biggest challenge is to keep my guys busy. That means get more business, be competitive, have a good quality work. In that way we can keep growing, because the day that you think that you know everything, you are out of business. So every day is a challenge for me.
Sure.
Every day I said, today I'm gonna do better than yesterday.
Right.
So far until today, I feel the same like enthusiasm, and I wanna keep working. So that one doesn't change, and I think that's my most important stuff.
Interesting. I'm glad you brought up quality control, because sometimes with these large projects, it's difficult to manage quality across multiple sites. What do you do as a company to make sure that every job is done to your standards?
One thing that I started like 3 years ago is bringing women to the labor side.
Okay.
Because they are more detailed, so the little details, they will catch them better than the guys.
Interesting.
So it's a mix, the hard working, the the guys can do more work are the men, but the little details, the girls will do it. So it's a good balance, and to be honest, it's working perfect.
Okay.
To me, that's the best quality that you can do.
Interesting. Now, for those employees that are on site, do they go through a training process to learn how to do installation? Or how do you hire people only that already have existing experience?
No, actually, I hire people with no experience.
Okay.
Because I want that they learn my way. I always teach I call leaders. It's the guys who had more experience on the job. So they will tell the other guys what to do. And if they have any questions, the person who will guide them.
Sure.
So if a guy starts like today, I will teach them the way that we want to they learn. In that way, we can keep working the same way. I don't like people with experience because sometimes they bring bad habits, and I don't like that.
What is the most effective way that you found to find new employees that will be good, and what traits do you look for in someone that you think will be a good employee?
The best thing is somebody who is willing to work, that is not lazy, that I always, when I started working as an installer 25 years ago, I saw this as a profession, you know?
Okay.
So to me, and I tell my guys every Monday, a profession is something that you can do, but the guy next to you can't do it, you know?
Sure.
So I always tell them that this is a profession and they need to work and they need to act as a professional, you know?
Interesting. So you mentioned a little bit earlier that you still feel the enthusiasm for working, 30 years down the road. What does that come from? What is your internal motivation? I mean, do you love insulation, or is there some other external motivation that gives you the enthusiasm to keep going?
I like to help other people. I like to see everybody doing good.
Sure.
So if I grow, if I get more business, I can help more people to work with me. I can help families to feed their families, you know?
Sure.
And to me, that's a big motivation. It's like the most important, you know? See
Yeah.
that everybody succeeds.
How have you grown from the small number of employees you've had in the past to the number of employees that you have today?
Oh yes, because I've been hiring good quality people that I train myself, and now, that's my motivation to help and that way we can have more people to feed their family.
Sure. So obviously on big jobs like this, anyone just can't come and do it. What type of background do you need with licensing, certification, insurance, things like that to do a job of this size?
First, you need to have experience. You have to be in an interview from the company.
Okay.
And also meet all the requirements, insurance, all the requirements that they ask, you need to meet them, and after that, they will make a decision.
Sure.
Besides, the contract amount.
Right. What are some mistakes that you see other companies making that might lose them jobs where you have an advantage and it will win you that business for your company?
The most important, they just do either use fiberglass or spray foam. I do everything. And I do everything on house. I don't sub anything. So I can do any type of work as soon as it's insulation.
Sure.
And the other mistake that they do, I think they don't have the quality people to perform the jobs.
Sure.
So I've been in jobs that I have to take over some of my competitors because they cannot do the job on time.
Right, interesting. And we talked a little bit about quality control earlier, but we didn't talk about quality of materials. Can you tell us about the level of insulation that you use and how that quality is different from maybe something else that another company is using?
Yes, we use most of the newest material in the market, the best standards, the best spray foam, the material, the latest technology. So our material always is the best, and my customers know that whenever they ask us for material, we always get the best for them.
Nice. Have you seen over your time in the industry, over 30 years, a change in the technology in how insulation is made or the effectiveness of insulation?
Oh yes, 25 years ago, in a piece of fiberglass, you can feel pieces of glass.
Okay.
Right now, it's really smooth, barely you can touch it. It's a big technology. Also the spray foam. 5 or 10 years ago, you can smell the spray foam, and it's was pretty bad. Right now,
Really?
it's barely you smell it, barely.
With the number of jobs you have, how do you manage project scheduling and customer management effectively across all of the jobs?
We have always a job description.
Okay.
And for these big jobs, we always have the number of the building and the floor.
Okay.
So we just take the paper that we have to do, and we just follow the instruction. And on the custom homes, I just have a little meeting with the supervisor and explaining what this job needs.
Sure.
And usually that job takes more than a day or two. So the first day, like I call it, they have to read the house.
Okay.
That means that, I need this here, I need that. So they have to read the house, start the job, and if they need something extra, the next day they can bring it with them.
Interesting. When you first started out, was estimating or bidding on jobs more difficult than it is today? And how did you set your price when you were first starting out as a new company?
Yes, because I didn't have the knowledge and the experience that I have right now.
Sure.
Before, I wasn't competitive because I didn't have the best deals on material.
Okay.
So my price against my competitor was 20-25% higher.
Sure.
But with the time, I learned how to negotiate the material, my labor, how to do more production, because that helps a lot. And now I can say that if I need to beat a price, I will.
There's two types of businesses we come across, those who can scale and those who can't. We believe the best way for a home service, trade, or construction business to scale to $1 million business is by using Jobber. If you want 20% off your first 6 months, check out our custom link below.
So for someone that is coming out of high school and looking for a business that they want to get involved in, is spray foam insulation or doing insulation, is that something that someone could still start in today's market and be successful?
Yes. I always said that if you learn something in your life and you work on it and you be an expert, you can do anything in life.
Sure.
And the best thing or the best advice in the insulation side, you need to work as an installer.
Okay.
Or do the career, because if you go over there right now to open a business with no experience and with no knowledge, you're gonna fail.
So the best way to get the experience is to work for someone established, learn the trade, kind of like you did, and then decide to go out on your own.
I always said, learn something, work, and then move on.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
What does the future hold for Synergy? Are you looking to expand? How big of a geographic area do you cover now, and you're looking to expand beyond that?
We cover the whole state of Florida. We cover Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Okay.
But if it's a job that meets a big size, we can go anywhere. We are a factory on wheels.
Okay. And are there different regulations amongst states that you have to be knowledgeable about as far as like working in different building codes and different building standards and things like that?
It's a little bit different up north. Like we did a job on Virginia.
Sure.
And they like to cover the sprinkler pipes on the attic. They need to put insulation above it because the freezing that is too cold.
Sure.
Stuff like that you learn with the process, but then it's no difference.
Okay.
Like this. Of course, the R value is higher over there.
Sure. When you think back on all of your time in the industry, is there a specific job that sticks out in your mind that was particularly challenging or kind of like a crazy experience that you had with weather or anything like that made the job challenging?
Yes, we did a house, and the system of the spray foam is a reactor that works with waves.
Okay.
It's electrical.
Sure.
So we have to park like 2 blocks away from the house because the terrain was like a sandy.
Okay.
So when we pull the hose out, the numbers start acting crazy. And when we put it inside the trailer, everything was fine.
Okay.
So after a few, and we tried a couple machines, like 4 machines. And when we moved the trailer with a bobcat all the way to the house, we find out that was a tower in front of the house, like a radio tower.
Okay.
So the waves was damaging the reading of the of the house.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's something that I asked people around and nobody knew about it.
Yeah,
I just learned that one on that time.
that's interesting. Is there a specific job that gives you a better return on investment or is more profitable for the company?
Right now, the apartment complex, we're getting a good revenue
Okay.
because it's less mobilization, so we can be here for a week.
Sure.
So the guys just get here and keep working. But if we do a small houses, we have to go, and the transportation from one side to the other side, it takes a lot of time, you know.
How is the bidding process different between residential and commercial? Like when you're acquiring a job, what are the things that a residential customer may look for that is different than what a commercial customer is looking for?
Commercial customers look more for safety, look for people with more experience.
Okay.
Residential market is just sometimes you deal with the homeowner who's
Sure.
building his house.
Yeah.
So it's less, you have to be safe, but it's less safety and you have more freedom, you know?
Sure. Now, we're in a new construction right now. Do you also do like retrofits to older buildings that may have, less R value or need improved insulation?
Oh yeah, we do all the time. Mostly now that we are in summertime, we remove the existing insulation and we apply spray foam, and that changes your house 100%.
What is the process like for a residential customer? Like, do you have to take down the walls in order to put the spray foam in, or how long is the process to have the insulation and spray foam put into an existing house?
Yeah, mostly we do the attics.
Okay.
So we have to do from the attic, remove the existing insulation and apply spray foam. Also, when the house is with concrete around the perimeter of the first floor,
Sure.
we inject the concrete from the outside
Okay.
and we fill out all the cells. That's the two ways that we can improve the insulation in a house.
Interesting. Is there a specific percentage that a residential customer could see improvement in their insulation rating from upgrading to spray foam?
Oh yes, I would say about 30-35% on energy bill savings.
Really? Okay.
Because like I said, your AC is not gonna work as much as it's working right now.
Sure.
So it's less usage.
So between residential and commercial businesses, who is your ideal client or who is the ideal prospective customer for you?
My ideal client are all of them,
All right.
because one small job can bring me a huge job.
Sure.
So to me, every customer is the most important.
Great. Horacio, thanks for the time and information.
Thank you so much, okay?